I'm gonna try my hardest to remember to look at the camera this whole time, but I can't make any promises. But I'm just at a point in life where, like, I'm doing better in terms of the basics, like routine and consistency. But with that, I'm starting to realize that I'm not okay, like, at all. There's so much shit that I haven't dealt with because, unfortunately, that's the way that I operate, because I was never taught how to communicate, how to express my emotions, how to understand them. So ultimately, I kind of just bottle everything up. And now it's all coming. I'm 2 months shy of 20. So that's 20 years of everything that I've experienced. And it's all hitting me. And what I'm holding on to is my routine and just the things that I feel make me me. I'm holding on to them very tightly right now because traumas and emotional dependencies and bad habits and vices, they're all kind of just, I feel like they're attacking me. But I mean, I'd rather it happen now than 20 years from now. At least I can get that out of the way and learn how to handle these things so that this in itself is not a habit. This doesn't continue to happen. I learn how to deal with it when it happens so that it doesn't have to build up. But yeah, I'm not there yet. And I feel like this might be my source of therapy because I'm not financially literate enough to afford therapy. If I'm just being honest, that's something that I'm working on, but I just know that I want it, but I don't feel like I want it enough in comparison to other things. And so I would just be fighting myself to save to be able to afford therapy. And I just don't want to add another thing on my plate. But with this, I just feel like it can be a place for people like me. Because often I do just like voice recordings, or if I like the way I look, or if I just want to see myself talk, I will record myself and just talk about whatever, anything that I've been doing that lately, and it helps. Not necessarily in the long run, like it doesn't solve my problems, but in the moment it feels good. Cause I've probably recorded like 3 times, like today, like in this exact situation. And each time I did feel a little bit better, but then a little bit after, I'm like back where I was. So I know it's not a solution, but it's a step towards the solution. And I feel like this could be a place for other people like me who are basically living in like the third person, because that's how I live. And I'm realizing that now. Like, there are people around me, but I don't feel that I am engaged in everything. I'm just like observing. I'm an observer. I feel like I observe everything, I absorb everything, but I'm not actually a part of anything. And that's very lonely. But I'm appreciative of that because I can see things and people for what they are. So I don't end up with like friends who use me. Like I don't end up with stuff like that. I have two friends. And I love them so much. And there are so many days where I'm like, I wish I had more friends. I wish I had a friend group. Cause like today, I don't want to hit either of them up because I know that they're doing stuff. They have their own lives, like, and I don't want to. I have this problem where I don't want to be a burden. That's part of why I don't share. I don't share, one, because I don't want to be burdened. And then two, because I don't like to overshare. I don't like, because then that takes me out of the observer perspective that I'm used to being in. It's what I'm comfortable with because that's what I've always been. And so when I go to share, I'm no longer an observer. I am being observed. And I think that's uncomfortable for me. And that's why I don't do it as much as I should. But I have been lately. I realized that I have been lately. And this, if people actually watch this shit, that will really, I feel like that could really help me with getting out of that comfortability and branching out. Because I'm a really fucking cool person. And I don't say that in a vain way. I say that I know, because I live with myself. I am a cool ass person and I have so much to offer the world. And I'm tired of just being stingy. That's basically what it is. Like, I'm just keeping myself to myself and I want to share myself with the world. Now, I'm not ready for like Instagram and stuff. That's just a whole different playing field. Like, I don't know. It's like, I feel like I can get caught up real quickly. And I know that when I was on there, I just never felt comfortable. I was always thinking about how I was being perceived. And I don't like that feeling. I hate that feeling. So I don't think that I can be there right now. But with this, it's not like I'm posting pictures, trying to be cute, like, look at me. Like, no. This is, I got traumas and fucking issues. And I know that we all do. And I know that there are people like me that have the same problems that I have. And I want to share my experience so that you don't feel alone how I've always felt alone. Like, we can be observers together. For now. Because I'm trying to back out of that. But for now, while we're both in this situation, we can go through it together. But yeah. I don't know. It's like, I've tried so many things to distract myself from the real problem, and they don't work because there's really only one way, and that's to deal with your shit. So right now, I'm making a pact with myself and whoever's watching this that we're going to deal with the problem and we're not going to beat around the bush. We're not going to just give into our vices that help us distract ourselves from the problems. We're going to face them. We are going to allow ourselves to take up space because you deserve to. Like, take up space What else? What else do I need to do? What else do we need to do? Because it's a we now. I don't fucking know. And I don't feel like thinking about it. But I said things, you heard them. And we're pinky promising right now. And we're making a pact that we're going to do those things. And yeah. So I don't know how often I will post videos. I don't even want to say anything like that right now, just because this is very sporadic and like I'm not editing this or anything. Like I literally recorded this and now I'm going to post it. And that's probably how majority of the videos are going to be. Yeah. I also take a lot of I take pauses when I talk because I like to think about what I'm going to say before I actually say it. For me, it's normal. Like when I'm talking to myself, which I will say that openly because we all talk to ourselves. When I'm talking to myself, I just stop. I'll literally be mid-sentence and I'll just stop. And I'll continue to think about what it is that I'm actually trying to say so I can say it the right way. And then I'll speak. But it could be like 5 minutes of just silence. And I don't know if that's like acceptable on this platform or like, not even if it's acceptable because who gives a fuck. But if like people actually want to watch shit like that, because I wouldn't edit it out. Like it would just be me sitting here looking like this and just quiet until I figure out what I want to say. That was random as fuck, but that's something about me. I'm sharing. Look at that. Yeah. Before I started this, I was really sad as fuck. Like, I don't cry, and I was literally on the verge of tears, like, just laying here, like, what the fuck? And now I'm like, I could still cry probably, but I feel better. I think it's just because I'm talking. And it feels like I'm talking to someone and not just myself. I think I want to stop this here. Honestly, I don't want this to be too long. But yeah, I am coming of age, adulting, learning to navigate this world, learning to navigate myself, learning myself. And this is just like a lot of shit going on right now that they don't prepare us for this, which is crazy to me. Like I'm pretty sure like we all go through this transitional period of like, I'm a child, I'm depending on my parents or whoever my guardians are. I don't really have anything to worry about per se in terms of like livelihood. Like everything is like pretty much set up for me right now. And then making that jump to, okay, now you need to make decisions for yourself. Now everything regarding you is on you. And then just becoming educated and honestly getting to the point where you realize, damn, I didn't even know anything. And now I do. But also knowing that I know things now, but there's still a whole lot of shit that I'm ignorant to. So I'm just going through that process right now. And I think it would be cool to document, as well as just making a space for people like me who are going through the same thing. Because I enjoy watching videos like that. So if anything that I said here like touched you in any way, or you just felt like I understand that, like I'm going through that, like I would say stick around and look for my next video, because there'll probably be multiple of another's. So